What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Saturday night. I appreciate you taking the time. We are live, so of course, this is your show. Each and every one of you sickos out there. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a great week. Ready for the game tomorrow. It is week 12. What? Like, can you? I hate this. We talk about this in the offseason. When it comes, it just flies right by, and we're in week 12 already. My Lord. But the Eagles are rolling right now, 8-2 on top of the NFC East, number 2 in the NFC. So looking to continue to build on these things they've been doing. So we're going to talk about that here tonight. And, well, anything else on your mind, because this is your show. So whatever you got, I'll go over some of the things we talked about throughout this week here, getting ready for this game. But yeah, anything you got, whether it's about this game, anything under the sun. I know you guys are wild out there. So love each and every one of you. I hope you're doing well. Let's get it going. Appreciate you guys hitting the like button, sharing this stuff, subscribing. But look, I'm excited. I know Devontae Smith's out. That is very unfortunate news. You know, we got that news and Bryce Huff. We talked about that yesterday. Huff going on IR. Smith being out for this game, but we did get some good news today. We got Britton Covey back, so helps us as a wide receiver, but also as a punt returner. We don't have to have Cooper DeJean back there, so that gets me pretty excited. We also made a practice squad shuffle there, got rid of one edge and added another. So Mathis replaces Aneni, and these videos are all out there. You can go check that stuff out. We talked about the updated depth charts with all of the moves that were made. We had Azoma elevated at the tight end position, Covey activated off of IR. So talked about all that stuff, the defensive side of the ball, Jalix Hunt stepping up in place of Bryce Huff. And, we've been waiting for this moment. We talk about being patient, letting him develop, but really excited about these draft picks that we've got, and really looking forward to this game. And you see our special teams department, getting Covey back allows DeJean not to be the returner. So very excited about that. And look, we talked about the Rams. We took a look at their updated depth chart. All that stuff is out there. If you guys like that kind of information, if you're a sicko, well, then this is the right place for you. But let's check out this comment we got rocking and rolling. John starting us off here tonight. Let's effing go, my man. Hope you're doing well. And I think, Tehran, no, my friend, that video was put out earlier today. We elevated only one player, and that was CJ Uzoma as the third tight end on this team. Remember, we got rid of Stoll when Mailata came back off of IR, so they got rid of that third tight end, and we also elevated CJ Uzoma last week. So having that third tight end, whether that's just for special teams purposes, sometimes running that 13 personnel, God forbid, anything were to happen, you've got yourself another tight end. But yeah, Teron Jackson's a great question, because of the fact that, you're losing Bryce Huff. That's an edge player. And we added Teron Jackson back to this practice squad a couple of weeks ago. And that was one of the names we talked about the other day. Maybe they want to elevate him in case of depth purposes. And obviously that didn't go down today, but that is something I mentioned myself. So it's a great question there, John. Appreciate you taking the time tonight. Hope you are doing well, my man. Ready for this game. I hate the night games. I'm not going to lie to you. My old ass just can't take it. I got to wake up at 5 a.m. on Monday. So it's like, come on, man. And all day waiting, watching the other games. Like, come on, man. I need me some Eagles football. So I'm going to be trying to stay as patient as possibly can. But I will have a pregame show for you guys tomorrow around 7:15-ish, 7:30. Look out for that. I will post it everywhere. But, yeah, John, it's a great question, man. But for me, we talk about Jalix Hunt and how much if you watch any of my draft stuff, he was one of my pre-draft fits for the Eagles. Really big fan of his game. And, I talked about that this season. Hey, stay patient with this kid, because obviously we have a deeper rotation rather than, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, who were, necessary right away. And DeJean, obviously, with his injury, had to take a little time there after the bye, though. It's been his job, and he's been showing that. But, guys like Jalix Hunt, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., they're for the future. And, with injuries, you never know. So you get Bryce Huff banged up. Well, now it gets to the point where Jalen, he gets his rest, but he's been getting them because remember, Bryce Huff has been playing with this injury, now getting a little too much, I guess, for him. So he's getting that surgery and he'll be out at least 4 weeks. But Jalen now gets to step up. You still have Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat leading the way. Brandon Graham is a rotation piece with, Jalen here. So a lot of reps coming his way. Time for him to step it up. So I'm pumped up, man. And look, it could be any of these guys' games. We talk about that. For me, obviously, I'm a big fan of his, but I think you look at this defense and what it is able to do and should be able to do to anybody, especially going up against a team, that's going to be without their right tackle here. You should be able to get some pressure, right? And interior-wise, exterior-wise with these edge guys, you should be able to make moves. Nolan Smith's been doing great this year. Josh Sweat, doing his thing. BG still kicking ass. And Jalen, I think, is a very talented young man that his future, I think, very bright with this. The reason I have him as a pre-draft fit is because of, his athleticism, his being a former safety, just knowledge of the game. Like I thought that, his awareness, it's not going to make you lose your mind. Well, people are still going to lose their minds when they see edge guys dropping into coverage, but it's not all the time. And it's just part of the game, part of this defense, how it works. And when we talk about, I know people don't like Vic Fangio or this defense and got a lot of hate for that, but you see now what I mean, that they're the number one defense. And it's like, this is what I'm talking about. So now you get guys that actually fit that mold and people, they're not a good linebacker, they're too skinny or too tall, and then they're not an edge defender and it's like, well, or a defensive end. It's like, well, no, dude, this is a different defense. And you talk about what these edge guys have to be able to do, and he's a perfect size, perfect fit. And I think, obviously look at Nolan Smith, look at Josh, all these guys. And I think obviously Jalen has an opportunity to have a big game tomorrow. So, don't want to jinx anything, but I'm all about putting the good juju out there. So I think, obviously I put in the work for a reason, talked about, Jalen amongst a lot of these draft picks we made. I'm hopeful that he has a big game tomorrow. So let's effing go. And great question there, John. And, Johnny Wilson, another one of my pre-draft fits for the Eagles, and big fan of his. He got his first touchdown, and I was excited for him, last week. And I think this kid, the sky's the limit for him with that size and his ability to actually play inside and outside. I think a red zone threat, for the foreseeable future. And we talked about before the draft, what he could learn from A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, because he had some issues coming into this draft. But look, he's a young man. We talk about this all the time. You got to let these kids develop. You never know what could happen. And someone of his size, with his athleticism, I think is the perfect spot for him. And I'm very excited for him. And Sean, you're going to have John Dotson and Johnny Wilson and Nia Smith, but you get Britton Covey back. So you've got other guys that can fill the void for Devontae Smith. Nobody's Devontae Smith. We all know that. But you still have A.J. Brown. You still have Dallas Goedert. You've got Saquon Barkley and, best offensive line in the game with MVP caliber quarterback Jalen Hurts. Don't care what anybody says. But I think, we're going to be just fine. The Rams have a very talented team, very great young pieces on that defense. Very excited about the future of those guys. But tomorrow, going to get your ass beaten. And on offense, we know Matthew Stafford. We know Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. We just saw him last year. And look, we beat them then, and I think that we are a better team. And they're still, making good pieces, but they still got a lot of the same pieces. If you watch behind enemy lines or top matchups where we talk about a lot of this stuff, you see who they've added. But they added a lot of great picks, in the draft. I think that, still a good team. But I think for me, this Eagles team, you're going to be missing Devontae, but it's next man up. Let's go. And let's go is what I'm all about in these parts. So these walls ain't ready, and I'm going to be running through them all day tomorrow, waiting for this damn game to start. But I'm pumped up. I really think that this Eagles team is going to continue to show, and obviously you got the Ravens coming. You've got a lot of, divisional matchups at the end of the season, games that teams are going to be hungry to try to beat you. And that's fine because this team's hungry. And, I've been taking it. You've heard it, but now we're here, right? We talked about this effing moment. everybody's going to be on board soon enough. They can keep doubting us, keep talking about Hurts or Sirianni or Fangio or whatever they need to get through the week each day. It's always making some dumb shit up, moving the goalposts. It's embarrassing to see, but guess what? Where are we at right now? Exactly where we said we'd be, sitting pretty, watching our team continue to develop, learn the systems, new offensive and defensive coordinators, a lot of young players, a lot of new pieces. So, I mean, we all understood this from the offseason. And now it's just hilarious to see them all jumping on because we know what this team is about to do to the rest of the NFL. They've been showing that week in and week out, learning from the mistakes, not shooting themselves in the foot. That was the biggest thing with a lot of these games where you're struggling because you're doing it to yourself. And that's stuff that comes within time when you have these new coaches. So, hey, I'm pumped up tomorrow. We got a tough test, but we're the better team. If we don't beat ourselves, we can easily win this game. And it's not a knock on Matthew Stafford, or Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, any of those guys, the young guys on defense, Fisk and Jared Verse and, Byron Young from last year. I think very talented young defense. But that's fine. This offense, Saquon Barkley, is still here. So, yeah, Devontae's out, but A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert. I mean, Goddard had over 100 yards last year. Do it again. So, yeah, keep sleeping on our birds. Oh, and you're going to find out like the rest of them are. What is going on, Tiffany? Appreciate you tuning in. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to watch my birds continue to whoop that ass. And, the defense, I've been laughing in all their faces the entire season. People jumping on these chats, telling me about this They're learning real quick exactly why I make those shows and try to help them understand, what this defense really is and why it's so complicated. And it takes time. And a lot of young new players, as I just mentioned, that, aren't going to just start the season all pro, number one defense, everybody's the best ever. It's not how it works, and you're seeing within that time that we talked about to develop and get better, to become the perfect team by the end of the season, to make that playoff run. That is what we're building toward. We're still not even there. We're still going to get better. And that is the point I try to, make on defense and on offense as Kellen Moore continues to find ways to win games. And that's while you're missing a lot of pieces. So each week you're taking on a different opponent. You have a different, game plan, different pieces to play with. So it's fun to break it down each week. It's why I make those shows for you sickos that like talking about this stuff. So I'm ready to see the defense go whoop Matthew Stafford's ass, shut down Kyron Williams, shut down Coop, shut down Nacua, all of them. But this offense, this defense, they continue to get better. Special teams, getting Covey back. I'm all around ready for an ass beating here. And yeah, they really do. And we talked about that all week here, Sean. And I think that, these guys, if you look at their stats, I think they were like 21st in points and yardage, or 22nd, but they get turnovers, they get sacks. They're really talented. And I think that, you can never sleep on anyone in the NFL, but they really are. As I said at the beginning of this video, like they have a very bright future with the draft picks they make. And if you guys, are bored, tonight, tomorrow, waiting for the game, you can go check out those videos where we break down a lot of that stuff. But, some of the stuff we talk about is, and you take all these stats with a grain of salt, but you look at, the points there, 22nd, 23rd in total yardage, 18th against the run, 22nd pass, but 11th in sacks, 10th in turnover. So we talk about, injuries, getting guys back on offense. Like, so it's take stats with a grain of salt, like with the offense, it's like 22nd in passing, but when you run so well, you don't always have to pass. And, this team, top 10 in points and yardage on offense and defense. That is something you don't have to take a grain of salt. That's something you just understand. That's what we've been talking about since this offseason, where they could sleep on this team and call us non-contenders, but now they're talking about exactly like I told you they would have to, Super Bowl contenders, because this team, if they stay healthy in the right areas, injuries are going to happen. They continue to, just build on what they got going here. They're going to win this Super Bowl, because I truly have believed it, because of the moves they made, because of what we know to be the bullshit of last year, the way it ended, and this team being hungry and getting those right pieces, getting Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and, watching the development of Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, all these guys that everybody wants to get rid of right away. And Sirianni, that it's just like, ooh, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But this team, we're going to keep climbing. And, the NFC, I think that number one spot is still in my opinion, something we can attain. The Lions are a good team. I honestly think we could take them. But it would be a great game. So either way, whatever happens, I don't care where we're at as long as we get into those playoffs. And when we do, then we just steamroll through everyone. So this is a big game against an NFC opponent that is hungry, trying to get that wild card spot there. You see at number 8. And we talked about throughout the week, and again, if you like this kind of information, you can always check these shows out. But we talked about, them being in second in their division, Jonathan Gannon and the Cardinals number 1 there. And then you see the Niners, the Seahawks, and man, a battle. And so anything can happen for them. They know that. So they're going to be hungry, but the Eagles need to focus on themselves, staying atop the NFC East. We win our division, and then the rest, as long as we do our part, the rest, maybe the football gods are on our side. But we'll find out, man. Either way, we just got to do our part and win each week. One game, 1 week at a time. And I think this week, let's go get that next W. So, have you all seen the Eagles found down there? It's great. Oh, yeah, they took over last year, too. So you'd love to see it, dude. Love to see it. When a lot of people were giving me crap about, Fangio and trying to teach them how it worked, I bring that up all the time, that when you talk to guys like Sean McVay, when you talk to Kyle Shanahan, like the greatest offensive minds in the NFL right now, they talk about how Vic Fangio is the worst defense to go against. And you saw all the hate I got for it, and everybody, oh, you don't know football, Fangio sucks, and everybody sucks. And it's like, oh, where are those people at now? Huh? I bet you're the biggest Vic Fangio fan ever. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. So, yeah, 100%, man. This is what we talked about, yesterday or Thursday, the top matchups. This is going to be a great game of chess between Fangio and McVay. And, I think that this team, they've got a lot of talent, but this defense just continues to get better. And I can't wait to see this matchup tomorrow, man. I really can't. And because the game big coach, here's the Bears. Yeah, that was something I've talked about, a few times here. And I try to get it across to people that this is like a really complex defense that people that enjoy football like myself. Like, I love learning about it. But it would be a real pain in the ass to have to go against it. And, this is where it goes to show how much people really don't know and should just calm down and learn something first. And I'm not saying I'm some kind of genius or expert, but like, dude, this is exactly the stuff I talked about the entire offseason about how this defense works and why we could expect some bumpy roads ahead until they figure it out. But I just think, people are seeing it, and then it's like, oh, yeah, this is great. It's like, yeah, dude, so maybe you just chill out on the whole, how the multiple scheme defense sucks and dropping people. Like, just, they got to learn about it first before they knock it. But, yeah, I'm glad people are seeing it. I've been trying to, try them. That's crazy. Liz, I can't believe you've missed that all the times we've talked about that. That's crazy. But this is why I talk about it over and over again, and why I talk about these things in the off season, because it always gets to a point where everybody just is saying all these things that I've tried to say for months. And it's always like, I'm not going to pretend I didn't say and I don't want to upset anybody by telling them that, I'm not saying you guys are, but it's crazy. Each year it happens. And it's like, this is why I try to take those clips, and I can't remember. I make videos every day. I can't always remember where these videos are, but some of them, they stand out if it's like the Vic Fangio defense breakdown or something like that. But I try to show, what I'm talking about, why I'm talking about it, why I give a reason, you know what I mean? So I'm glad for those of you who do watch these shows and enjoy that stuff. This is why I talk about it. For those of you who like to know these things before they happen, rather than, waiting until after they happen and then they're just repeating. It's like, to me, it's like an old, like, I'm rewatching an episode of something I just watched the day before. Like, I know, but that's the world we live in. So, yo, my man Dylan, I appreciate you, dude. I really do. Yeah, that's crazy. I remember, I'll never forget that, because, he came back, broke the record, throwing that touchdown pass. But I just remember my uncle and my cousins and my girl, we were all sitting there, and my uncle and my cousin, they were just adamant about this season was done. And I was like, no, I remember making a video this offseason, it was my first year doing this, and I was like, we're going to be just fine with Nick Foles because everything I broke down, like this dude was fit for this. And this offense, defense, we were rolling. And dude, I sat right there and said, we are winning the effing Super Bowl with Nick Foles. It's destiny. And dude, you guys know the whole story there. It all was like, I truly believe that was destiny. And like, we all have our own stories. You know what I mean? Like, that meant so much to a lot of us, most of us watching it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But, being at my dad's grave, that being the year I, beat death, and first year I started this, like, that's just, it was all a lot for me, and just but beautiful, man. But what a year, man. But I appreciate you tuning in. Love to see you guys sharing that love. And yeah, we talked about that earlier in the week. As I mentioned, Jalen Carter with those 2 sacks and them adding, Jonah Jackson there at center. But this team, they obviously, you guys heard me throughout the week talking about all these things we're talking about. If there are any of you guys that watched throughout the week and didn't catch any of that stuff, you can go back, rewatch any of it. But if you guys have anything, I wanted to keep this around 20 minutes. I still got some things to do. I do need to go pick up some things. So, it's been nice having the day off, though. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a long effing week. But, my God, if you guys have any final thoughts, anything like that, anything else you want to talk about, anything we didn't talk about this week on your mind, any kind of questions, I'm here for you always. But man, I feel like I haven't even had a live video talking to you guys in forever. Like, it feels like it's been 300 years. I know we had the Victory Friday. That was probably the last time, because then we had the gap there, or I don't even know. But dude, I hope you've all been well. I've been having a long week, so I just always feel like everything's a blur. Like, it all, honestly, the season's flying by, everything's just flying by. And yeah, I remember, I knew what you're saying. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you guys were going in a conversation there. And yeah, man, I just hope that they continue doing what they've been doing, continue to show everybody exactly how this defense works, and that's dominating mother effers. And we're going to do that tomorrow night, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit before that game starts tomorrow night. So I hope to see you then. I hope you have a great Saturday night. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're up to, have a great night. Stay safe out there. And, if you need anything, need a friend, you got something going on, doesn't have to be about the Birds. You can always reach out, always here for you guys. That's effing awesome. Awesome. Really awesome. Happy for you. You deserve it. I'm not sure. I probably have Thursday off, I would imagine, but probably the only day I have off. We'll see. I gotta figure that out. Huh? I think they did say something about it last week, but I'm a drifter. I got too much. I remember I wasn't paying attention, and I was like, I better figure that out. Woo! But yeah, I did get told I'm gonna get paid Christmas vacation, a week's pay, get the week off. Woo! I'm all about it, baby. So that was some good news. But what a long week it's been. I'm going to try to go do some things with Chelsea, spend some time with her. Then tomorrow, get some things done as well, while also probably trying to watch football, gamble, and do everything else under the sun that I shouldn't be doing. But I need to suppress my brain and, try to get through while waiting for this Eagles game, because I drive myself mad. Always feel like I'm going to have a heart attack before the damn game starts. And that's at the 1:00 games. So when you got me wait till 8:20, I'm already like, put me in a damn gurney. I'm feeling rough by the time the damn game starts. But as soon as that game starts getting closer, I find it, dude. It's like, well, I don't want to use him. He sucks. But we're just talking about the Ultimate Warrior, right? Just shaking the ropes. I'm finding that energy, and you guys are those ropes. You keep me rocking and rolling, going, ready to roll, baby, right through those walls. So let's get ready for this game. Tomorrow I will be here breaking down anything you need to know, game and actives, all that stuff. Gotcha, Mom. Appreciate you taking the time. Lynn, that is. I hope you're doing well. And look, I was just getting rolling out here. But if you have any kind of question, anything like that before I go, I do appreciate you guys, and I always want you to feel part of the show. I hate when you guys come in at the end. Drew always does that. I'm like, damn it. Like, I want you guys to know I'm always here for you. And I hate that I can't make these lives, 3 hours. I wish that I could sleep. I could create these shows and do it all in a way more timely manner. But yeah, I'm doing great, and I hope you guys are too. As I always say, I hate that I miss you guys, but always reach out on these other platforms, comment somewhere. I'll find you somehow. I try so much on every platform to keep up with everything. It's pretty nuts sometimes, but you'll catch me somewhere. And if it's urgent, please reach out again or say something on these shows. Like if you feel like I've ignored you or you've asked me something or anything, I would never, ever ignore you guys. I'm always here for you guys. I seriously mean it. So reach out anytime, and whether it's to talk about birds or anything, I'm always here for you guys. So enjoy that week off. I'm really happy for you. Hope you guys all, if I don't see you, I better see you. But if I don't, have a great holiday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving time with your loved ones, whoever that may be, family, friends, whatever. Chilling by yourself. You need a friend, need somewhere to go, let me effing know. We're all about it in these parts. But yeah, we're going to get some things done in these parts this weekend. I'm going to believe it, but we'll see it. But look, man, always family in these parts. And I love each and every one of you. I hope you have yourselves a great rest of your night. If you guys are watching this, watching it now, watching it later, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this, subscribe to it. Saw someone just bought a shirt before I came on. Let's effing go. Cannot thank you enough. There's a little link on the YouTube page where you can go to my merchandise, check out the t-shirts. You can get them made into mugs, pillows, phone cases. I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff you can get made with my designs. But for those of you supporting that cause, appreciate you. The PayPal's up there as well. For those of you still trying to financially support now that they've demonetized my channel, like little ass bags, that's all right. But for those of you supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form, commenting, liking, whatever you're doing, I really can't thank you enough. I love each and every one of you. Hope you're having yourself a great Saturday night. If it's not, make it one. Let's go, baby. You know what I'm going to ask for. And, yo, Lynn, you're awesome. I appreciate you. And you just reminded me I wanted to make a little post again with you guys that are buying the merchandise. You're awesome. I cannot thank you enough. So I wanted to, try to give myself some advertising and show off your guys' merchandise. And I really appreciate you guys that are buying this stuff, sending in pictures. I always tell you, please send me pictures when you guys buy the stuff. I always want to see you rocking it. You guys have seen Drew at the highest point in Europe with my Go Bird shirt on. This dude, he is awesome. He was in Germany and all over Japan. Then you had Will in Las Vegas, at the slots with the damn Go Bird. I love it. You guys are awesome. That means the world to me. So thank you for all the support. Really, really, I can't thank you enough. I hope you guys have a great SICKO Saturday. And if you're watching later and I always, Drew, you're waking up, whatever it is, I want you to feel like you're part of this damn show. I want you to know right now, shoot a message or shoot a comment and somewhere let me know if you're ready for this damn game, or just get your asses here for that pregame show tomorrow. If you're needing some content, there is plenty. Each day you've got something out there, and there are playlists. All you got to do is go into the playlist or go to the homepage. You'll see I have it in order of the weeks. You go right through. You get to know everything you need to know for these games. But that's all I've got for you tonight. If you guys need anything, reach out. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now.